Right foot to top. Doncaster Rovers have done it.
Hello there everybody, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel, and welcome to this match preview. Now today we are previewing the upcoming trip away at AFC Wimbledon. Of course, I will be there at the New Plough Lane. I'm really excited about this. I cannot wait. So please do like the video if you've loved it. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe if you are new around here. Click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And let's get straight into this preview as we look ahead to AFC Wimbledon against the mighty Rovers Barmy Army. Let's do this. So, of course, before we face the enemy, we have to know the enemy. And this season, AFC Wimbledon is an interesting one after a promising start, which started at the beginning of the season against us, funnily enough. They sort of really slipped away, and of course, still on that winless 2022. They're still waiting for their first victory of the year. Now, if you look at the stats, look at some of the stats that I put here on the screen in front of you. Looking at some of the big ones, their goal conversion rate is 10% right now, goals per game 1.1, 48.2% ball possession overall, you know, 1.9 offsides per game, so that's straight offside quite a bit, just under 50% of duels won per game, just under 50% of aerial duels, just over 50% of ground duels, 16.4 tackles per game, errors leading to goals 4. So they can some of the times they can sort of create their own mistakes in a way, really create their own mistakes. 6 clearances off the lines. They're not afraid to put their bodies in the way when they need to. Here's the big 4 stats at the bottom. 33 matches, 37 goals scored, 51 goals conceded, 23 assists. So again, a big one there. Now let's go into my predicted lineup before I share with you my predicted scoreline and my thoughts going into the match. So this is my predicted lineup for AFC Wimbledon, and it goes like this. Jonathan Mitchell in goal. Again, he's earned his spot for another week. No doubt in that. No questions about it. Mitchell for me, pulling off that David De Gea type save against Accrington Stanley on the Tuesday. For me, I think he's deserving of the place. Back 3 and wing backs remain the same. Olowu, Williams, Younger, then Jackson and Noel on the wings. For me, Adam Clayton and Matt Smith in the midfield. I think for me that should be the midfield. Nothing against Dan Gardner. Nothing against Dan Gardner. It's very likely though that probably Dan Gardner will probably start. But the reason why I wanted Clayton to start is because I want to see him given a start and given that sort of 40, 50, 60 minutes on the pitch. And then to give Dan Gardner the last half an hour to work in that same area alongside Matt Smith. And Matt Smith has been an absolute runner for this team, tried his hardest week in, week out, been one of the highest work rated players in the squad consecutively this season. For me, like I said, his partner on the other hand needs to be Adam Clayton in terms of giving him more minutes. Dan Gardner for me has had an excellent game against Accrington, would deserve to start either way. For me, though, Adam Clayton needs more minutes. So I think starting him and giving him 40, 50, 60 minutes would be a great sign of fitness going into future games, especially with, you know, I mean, as far as I know, we've got no other postponed games coming up. So for me, it's literally going to be Saturday on Saturday. I believe one of the games probably will get postponed because of internationals, but I could be wrong. I'm not too sure which one. I think it might be the Charlton one. I'm not too sure. But for me, you know, I feel like, you know, Clayton deserves the minutes. Gardner, you know, has done nothing wrong to warrant being dropped, so I wouldn't be against, you know, Gardner starting. But for me, I just put Clayton over Gardner just because he needs more minutes, and starting him would provide him more minutes. But on the other hand, it could work the opposite. Maybe half an hour off the bench again, you know, might give Clayton a bit more game time and a bit more fitness. So, you know, it's a vice versa thing. I would personally start Clayton and give him those minutes and then let Gardner run out the game for the last half an hour and play that same way with a bit more legs in him. But again, it's just sort of monitoring the fitness, really. Who's fitter who's fitter where. Though, of course, in attack, we've got Josh Martin and Tommy Rowe with Rio Griffiths up front. It could also operate as a 3-4-1-2 with Tommy Rowe as the cam and Martin up front with Griffiths. Or you could operate it in a different way. You could operate it in a 5-4-1 and have the wing backs and the 3 centre backs. You'd have Smith as your sort of defensive midfielder. You'd have Clayton and Rowe, and then Martin at cam, and then Griffiths up front. Or you'd have Rowe in that CDM role. Tommy Rowe has played CDM before and he's done a decent job, so you wouldn't argue either way. You could play Clayton as the defensive midfielder or Gardner as the CDM, so you know it could be considered a 5-4-1. I went with a 3-4-2-1, but of course you can alter it on the defensive front as a 5-4-1. In that sort of diamond as well. But let's go into my thoughts and let's share what I feel like is going to be the predicted scoreline going into this game at Plough Lane. So there we are, everybody. That is my predicted lineup. Comment down below if you do agree with that lineup. Like I said, the Clayton Gardner situation for me is an interesting one. Gardner played excellent, so didn't deserve to be dropped. But on the other hand, I'd like to see Clayton give minutes on starters, especially with Championship Premier League style assists like that assist that led to Griffiths setting up a low for that second goal against Accrington. If we could have more moments, if that's just the tip of the iceberg for Adam Clayton, if that's the starting point for Clayton in terms of the best he can do, if that's just the start, I can't wait to see the end point, because if he can provide assists like that and that's just the start of his potential, even as an older player in Adam Clayton, then the potential could be endless, even at this early, even at a later stage in his age. So for me, Adam Clayton could be just the tip of the iceberg. But like I said, it all depends on who's fitter and who's got more legs in them. Will we be risking it starting Clayton, or will we be risking it leaving Clayton until last half an hour? So, going into the predicted scoreline then to end the video, I did get a comment on my daily reports today, obviously you've seen that this morning, you know, from someone who says that they've read somewhere that 3 of Wimbledon's better players are available for this game now, so it heaps a lot more pressure on us, and it puts a little bit more pressure on Wimbledon as well to rise to the occasion, because there has been past times where Wimbledon have shown up a lot against Rovers, and you know, also you got to look back at, you know, the start of the season when we lost 2-1 at our place against AFC Wimbledon. We need to get sweet revenge on AFC Wimbledon, and especially Luke McCormick. You know, if Luke McCormick's playing, Luke for me has been one of their main danger threats for some of this season, and I feel like, with Wimbledon dropping off this much, is this an opportunity now to really go at them and get 3 points off them and increase our chance of safety? Because we win this on Saturday, don't matter what happens elsewhere. You know, if we win this on Saturday, we are 1 point away from AFC Wimbledon, and we will be at the top of the relegation zone. If we win and the team above us lose, which I believe is Morecambe will go into 22nd, and we will go 21st if we win and they lose. It's all on what Morecambe do, and it's what we can do. If we win, we let Morecambe lose, we go to 21st, we're 1 point away from Wimbledon, and it's all up to those games in hand to not be winnable. You know, I'm going to keep a close eye on those games in hand, on your Crews, your Gillinghams, your Morecambes, your Wimbledons, your Fleetwoods. I'm going to keep an eye on those games in hand and see what the results are, because if they go our way, better chance for us in safety. So, you know, the Great Escape could be on, but only if we win tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, I think the Great Escape is on. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan. Goodbye.